Welcome to Day 9 of the KMC Technologies Group Microsoft Copilot Studio Implementation course. Our agent is now designed, secured, orchestrated, and tested. Today, we move from Maker Preview into Controlled User Access. We'll learn how publishing differs from channel distribution, how to deploy the agent into Microsoft Teams and Microsoft 365 Copilot, and how to move the solution through development, test, and production using repeatable application lifecycle management practices. Today, we'll learn the difference between publishing an agent and making it available to users. We'll review Teams and Microsoft 365 Copilot channel configuration. We'll introduce solution-based ALM, connection references, environment variables, versioning, pipelines, and rollback planning. Then we'll publish the release candidate, promote it into test, map environment-specific connections, and make the agent available for user acceptance testing. Treat a Copilot Studio agent like any other production application. Development is where makers iterate and build. The agent and its dependencies are packaged into a solution with a defined version. That package moves into a test environment where regression testing and user acceptance testing occur. Only an approved release should be promoted into production. Production should be controlled, monitored, and protected from ad hoc changes. The key principle is simple: separate authoring from deployment. Publishing creates the live version of the agent. Before selecting Publish, confirm that you are in the intended environment and that the release candidate is the correct version. Run the final critical regression tests and verify that tool connections are healthy. Then publish the latest content. Wait until publishing completes. Do not assume an active user session immediately reflects the new version. Start a fresh conversation and validate the published release from a new session. One common misunderstanding is that publishing automatically makes the agent available to everyone. It does not. Publishing makes a live version available to configured channels. Sharing and access settings determine who can actually use it. Teams and Microsoft 365 Discovery may require additional tenant or administrator approval, and underlying flows, connections, permissions, and identity configuration must all work at runtime. A real production smoke test should use a real end user, a real channel, a real identity, and a safe real tool transaction. Channel selection should be based on audience, identity, security, and support model. Microsoft Teams is a strong fit for internal employee help desk scenarios. Microsoft 365 Copilot works well when users already operate within the Microsoft 365 experience. Web channels require deliberate authentication and secure token patterns. Power apps or custom channels are useful for embedded business workflows. And an engagement hub becomes relevant when live agent handoff or customer service routing is required. The right channel is the one that matches the actual user experience and security architecture. To configure Teams or Microsoft 365 Copilot, first make sure the agent has been published at least once. Open channels and select the Teams or Microsoft 365 Copilot configuration. Enable Microsoft 365 availability if appropriate. Complete the channel setup and save it. Customize the agent name, description, branding, and suggested prompts. Install the agent for yourself first and validate the experience. Then follow your organization's policy for link sharing, selected user access, or organization-wide administrator publishing. Copilot Studio agents participate in the Power Platform solution model. Build the agent inside a custom solution. Include the related agent flows, connection references, environment variables, custom connectors, and other dependencies. Then export the solution from the source environment and import it into the target environment, or use an approved pipeline or automation approach. For production, managed solutions are a common enterprise pattern, and every release should have a version and release manifest. Let's walk through a typical manual dev-to-test promotion. First, confirm that the agent and every dependent component are included in the KMC solution. Second, increment the solution version. Third, export the package according to your governance model. Fourth, import it into the test environment. Fifth, map all connection references and environment variables to the correct test resources. Finally, publish the imported components, configure the target channel, and rerun the complete regression suite in the test environment. Environment variables and connection references remove hard-coded environment dependencies. An environment variable stores values that differ by environment. For example, the ticket table URL or support queue identifier may be different in development, test, and production. A connection reference binds the flow or connector to the appropriate connection in each target environment. This allows the same solution package to move through multiple environments without rewriting the flow. Solution versions provide traceability, while a publisher prefix such as KMC can help avoid naming collisions. Use an intentional managed versus unmanaged strategy. Development is typically unmanaged because makers need the freedom to edit and iterate. Those changes should still be reviewed and versioned. Production often uses managed deployment, so direct modifications are restricted. Tested packages move through an approved release process. This supports upgrade discipline and makes rollback planning more predictable. A production release is much more than clicking publish. First, all critical regression, security, and tool tests must pass. Second, the business owner and knowledge owner should approve the release. Third, security should review authentication, DLP, connections, permissions, and channel configuration. Then deploy the solution and map production-specific values and connections. After deployment, use a standard end user to run smoke tests for FAQ, ticket creation, status retrieval, and escalation through the real production channel. Finally, monitor behavior immediately after release. The production smoke test should validate the entire system as a user experiences it. Open the agent through the real target channel. Authenticate as a standard employee. Ask a knowledge question and confirm grounding. Create a safe test ticket and confirm that the backend record appears. Retrieve the status of that ticket. Then test a controlled escalation scenario. This verifies the user, channel, authentication, orchestrator, tools, connections, and backend as one complete production path. Rollback needs to be planned before an incident occurs. Keep the previous solution package and version available. Understand which changes can be reversed and which may require additional remediation. Have a communication plan for impacted users. If necessary, temporarily disable a risky tool or channel. The ability to restore service safely is part of the deployment architecture, not an emergency improvisation. When a production issue requires a hotfix, change the smallest responsible component. Run focused regression tests around that area, plus all critical quality gates. Increment the release version and document why the change was made. And never skip security review merely because the fix is urgent. A fast release process should still be a controlled release process. Many failures that appear only in production are environment dependencies. A connection reference may not have been mapped. An environment variable may still point back to development. The target user may lack access to the knowledge source or backend. DLP policy may differ between environments. Authentication or channel configuration may not match. The imported tool or flow may not be enabled or published. And sometimes the user is simply testing inside an older conversation session. Check these environment-specific dependencies before assuming the agent itself is broken. Every production release should also have operationally useful release notes. Record the solution and agent version, release date and owner. Document changes to instructions, topics, tools, and knowledge. Call out new connectors or permissions. Include test evidence and known limitations. Document the rollback plan. Then notify the appropriate stakeholders, including support, security, content owners, channel administrators, and users when visible behavior changes. Let's put the complete Day 9 process together. A maker completes the release candidate in development. The team runs the regression set and freezes version 1.2.0 through. The solution is exported and moved into test. Test-specific connection references and environment values are mapped. The agent is published and tested through the target channel. After regression, UAT, business approval, and security approval pass, the same approved package is promoted into production. Production connections are resolved. The agent is published and made available in Teams. A standard employee launches it, asks a question, creates a safe support ticket, and confirms the real back-end result. That is controlled agent deployment. Before completing day 9, verify the release checklist. The release candidate should be published. Dependencies should be reviewed. The solution version should be incremented. Dev to test promotion should be complete. Connection references and environment values must be mapped correctly. Regression and UAT should pass through the actual channel. Teams or Microsoft 365 should be configured. A standard user smoke test should pass, and a rollback package and plan should be available. Your homework is to prepare the final production runbook, support model, KPIs, capacity assumptions, and ownership matrix. You should also execute a complete end-to-end demonstration from user question through ticket creation and escalation. Tomorrow we finish the course by focusing on production operations, monitoring, model lifecycle, capacity, support ownership, governance, and the complete implementation runbook. This completes day 9 of the KMC Technologies Group Microsoft Copilot Studio implementation course. Our agent has now moved from development through controlled test and into a real deployment model using publishing, channels, solutions, environment variables, connection references, versioning, testing, release governance, and rollback planning. In day 10, we'll complete the implementation with production operations and the final end-to-end runbook. Thank you for learning with KMC Technologies Group.